Hi, my name is Linda Wilkening, and today we're going to do our beginning class, the basic buttercream rose that we do, and the leaves on the side. Okay, today we're going to start by making our buttercream rose. And for the buttercream rose, your buttercream frosting has to be a little bit stiffer consistency than it does for borders and writing and leaves and that type of thing. So you use the 104. There's tips from 101S up to 127 or bigger. We're going to use the 104. That's the most common one. And this tip has a wide end at the bottom and a narrow end at the top of it, if you can see it in the video here. And we're going to use a flower nail for our tool to make the rose on. A lot of the buttercream flowers you have to make and freeze them before you can take them off. The rose is one that you can make without wax paper under it, and you can take it off with scissors when you get done and put it directly onto your cake. To start out, you need a base to make it look more three-dimensional. Otherwise, it's very flat looking. So to make it more three-dimensional, we're going to take our tube of buttercream with the white end down, and I'm going to turn my nail and just make a base. You can do this also with a big round tip, or you can form it with your fingers. It doesn't really matter, just so you have a big glob on the bottom to use as your base to work down on. Then on the top of that blob, you're going to start by making the center of your rose. And if you remember, the center of the rose has pretty much a closed-in area. So you're going to pipe your frosting out. When you come to where it meets, you're going to go to a diagonal down to the bottom. And this is the area that we're going to put in the center when we start making our petals. And the rose has, the first petals on a rose are more inward, and then as you fill out your rose, you bring the narrow end out, and that's what makes your rose open. So the first row around, we're going to move our narrow end more inward, and the stroke that we're using is like a kind of like a rainbow or a half circle, and you're just going to overlap quite a bit, like maybe half an inch. And this is important, otherwise your rose is going to look square. And just keep going around. And then as you get all the way around one row, then just move your tip down on the base that you made to begin with, and pull that narrow end out more so that your rose will open up. Then when you get the amount of petals that you want, or the size of rose you want, the size is kind of dictated too by the size of rose tip that you use. But you can just take your scissors and snip it off the nail and put it directly onto your cake or your cupcake or whatever the case may be. And then to finish off your rose, we're going to use a number 352 leaf tip. And the pointed area of the tip, there's 2 points on that goes in the center. That's what makes your vein down the center of your leaf. You just squeeze it, pull it out. And this tip really makes leaves very easily, much more easy. Old leaf tip that Wilton has, it was number 67. And that makes a nice pointed leaf to finish off your flower.